From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
Big news to continue your afternoons as the White House speaks about your $1,400 third stimulus check. Not once, but twice. I have all those breaking details around the clock. Meantime, Wall Street braces. A major announcement is happening in less than 48 hours. How will this impact your stimulus? It'll impact it dramatically because it will be coming from this individual, the head of the Federal Reserve. Meantime, when will you receive the $1,400 third stimulus check? Direct Express has yet to post it, but how about other people, especially those on SSI and SSDI? When are they getting the stimulus check? Of all the breaking details. Meantime, forced stimulus could be the biggest cat of the bunch. $2,000 a month for 6 months or 8 months, upwards of $16,000. The push is underway to get major stimulus out the door, and we're far from over in stimulus year. I have all the big breaking developments as Afternoons LA gets underway right now. It's a big day with a lot of breaking news, and that keeps on hitting. Among the breaking developments is the White House is going on a tour to promote your $1,400 third stimulus check, and it got underway today. It's called the Help Is Here Tour. That's actually the name of it. And the purpose of the tour is to tell the American people what is in the third stimulus package, so they get the money. I'll have all the details from the White House and what the president said about it today. I'll also have the statements from his press secretary. Meantime, I'll be going over when you could physically get direct deposit of your stimulus check. And also, when would you get it by paper check? I have all those details and more. Additionally, the shocking developments from Wall Street as everyone braces for two of the most important statements you're going to hear this entire month in just 48 hours from now. How are you? It's Afternoons LA. I'm really excited for you because countless viewers, tens of thousands of viewers of this channel, received their stimulus check on Friday. More received it on Saturday. So when is your day? I have all those details for you right now. But first, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe on this video. This channel's been on fire today. Thank you for all the love. Throughout the day, I've been tracking stimulus checks, whether you're on Direct Express or not, whether you're on SSI or SSDI, or whether you're waiting for that paper check. And I have all the recap in this video. Also, like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link is at the top of the chat and also in the description. The $1,400 third stimulus check was sent out last Friday by IRS in a single push. That single push was for the direct deposit. Who is getting it? 3 groups of people. First group, if you are on any type of benefits that the IRS pays you or the federal government pays you on a monthly basis, you're getting this directly the same way. Second, if you got your first or second stimulus check by electronic receipt, you're getting this one as well. And finally, the third group. The third group are people with online tax preparers who provide them rebates onto cards. They're getting those stimulus checks already on those cards. And also, if you filed a 2020 tax return and it's accepted with a new updated bank account, that might work. People who are not receiving them by direct deposit are people whose bank accounts are now closed, or people who have tried to update IRS with a 2020 tax return, and the tax return is still pending. So when are you actually physically going to receive the stimulus check? Here's what I can tell you. 1, if you are with a small bank, big bank, middle bank, or a commercial bank, or even a private lender, it means nothing to the equation. It just depends on who you do business with. This is what we're seeing so far. If you bank with Cash App or Chime, those deposit checks were delivered on Friday and Saturday. If you bank with H&R Block, I'm hearing that the Emerald card is showing deposits today. If you bank with if your benefits come every month on the express card, or what's called the direct express card from the federal government, viewers have reported that none of them have yet to receive it. So you are the same in that book. This is currently recorded about 2:40 Pacific Standard Time. So as of on a Monday. So as of Monday, no viewer has yet to report receipt of the $14 stimulus check on Direct Express. Who is next to receive it? It's hard to tell, but this is what I can report to you. Every bank has a different date in which they want to release the funds. The funds are actually with the bank. They're not with IRS anymore. They already were sent out on Friday. So some banks are using a date of March 17th. We don't know what that indicates, and it could mean different things at different banks. Some banks may release the funds on March 17th, or some banks may start to show it processing on March 17th. Throughout the day, I've also been detailing the Track My IRS tool. The net takeaway of all those videos is the following, to summarize. It's an unreliable instrument and generally provides false communication about a lot of stuff. The only thing beneficial about the tool is when it gives an amount of the check. So if you're a household of four and it lists a check of four times $14, that is really helpful information. But the date is not helpful information, and it's usually inaccurate. And the lack of any reporting in the tool when it's blank, when it says, I don't have any information about you, is also not a reliable instrument. The transcript tool, moreover, is also not a reliable instrument. But I'll have more about that shortly later in this video. But let me tell you what else is going on. The President of the United States started today what is called the tour for your third stimulus check. A tour? Yes. It's called the Help Is Here tour. And the President of the United States appeared in the White House, and he also appeared and also sent out the Vice President, the First Lady, and the Vice President's husband across the country, along with the Transportation Secretary, to tell the American people what is in the third stimulus package. What does this mean for you specifically? And how does this impact your bank account? It impacts you because suddenly, in the next week, the president will try to, every day with 7 or 8 different members of his administration, tell people what money is available for them in a third stimulus package. In a way, he's like a YouTube channel. He will be briefing Americans what they can go get and where they can get it. This will cause ultimately stimulus stampede. This is why more than ever it's important to stay tuned and subscribe to this channel, because more people will slowly start to learn about the instruments in the third stimulus package. In one of the videos, which I'm going to show you later in this recording, the President of the United States addressed the country today and said the reason he's doing this tour is because under Barack Obama, he passed a similar stimulus package. And during that stimulus package, after it passed, people didn't know what was in it, and they didn't get the benefits of it. Now, there is an other reason why he's doing this tour, and analysts say the reason he's doing this tour is because when Barack Obama didn't tell the American people the benefit of the package, Obama lost the House and the Senate to the Republicans in the midterm elections. So the president is taking this message to battleground states this week so they can hear the stimulus package. What is important for you to know about the $14 stimulus check? Well, when it lands in your bank account, you will see it landing the same day as other viewers who have that same bank account. This is the message I've been telling viewers today, and it's working very, very well. I'm telling viewers that if you jump in the chats of these videos and ask, does anyone else bank at my bank? And they say yes, and they have not received the stimulus check, then you would likely not have received the stimulus check as well. But if they say they did receive the stimulus check and they do bank at your bank, then that might be an indication that your stimulus check is about to hit throughout the day. Remember, stimulus checks can appear processing throughout the day. Your friend may bank at the same bank as you, and his check may appear in the morning, but yours may appear later in the day. Part of the message that the White House has been trying to deliver is that this stimulus is the type of stimulus you need right now. And he wants this message to be loud and clear. And ironically, his message is very similar to my message today. His message is that millions of Americans need a lot of relief, and that relief needs to come right away. Moreover, the president told America today that there's a lot more than a stimulus check. That has been my message on this channel. Most viewers of this channel who make less than $45,000 will qualify for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in the third stimulus package. And the president continued that message today as well.
Hey, it's here, sooner than many ever thought possible. Over the next 10 days, we'll reach two goals, two giant goals. The first is 100 million shots in people's arms will have been completed within the next 10 days, and 100 million checks in people's pockets in the next 100 days. Shots in arms and money in pockets. That's important. The American Rescue Plan is already doing what it was designed to do, make a difference in people's everyday lives. And we're just getting started. By the time all the money is distributed, 85% of American households will have gotten a $1,400 rescue checks. To give one more example, for the average family of two parents and two children making a combined income of $110,000 a year, that's going to add $5,600 for them. $5,600 they'll get. And the plan does a lot more. It extends unemployment insurance for the 11 million Americans unemployed and any who will be unemployed in the near term. It'll help hundreds of thousands of small businesses keep their doors open, which makes a gigantic difference in neighborhoods and communities. If you have a drugstore, if you have a beauty shop, a hardware store, it's the center of small communities. And it gets our schools and resources they need to open safely. It provides the biggest investment in child care since World War II. And it provides food and nutrition help for the millions of families, keep them from going hungry, keeping a roof over their heads. And it expands health care coverage and lowers health care costs for so many people.
So what is in the third stimulus package in addition to the $14 stimulus check? Let me go over all those details right now. Unemployment is extended to September 6th at $300 of FPUC. And also PUA is now 79 weeks. PUC was previously 50 weeks. PUC is now to 53 weeks, previously 24. COBRA is now free. COBRA from April 1st to September 30th will be free, and they'll stay at 8.5% of your modified adjusted gross income. Your child tax credit is also really quite good. $4,000 for one child or $8,000 for two or more. 50% of your child care cost is deductible up to age 13. Then the advance. The child advance is $3,600 for age 5 to newborn or $3,000 for 17 to 6. And that's if you made less than $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a married couple. Hazard pay is available at $1,502 as an earned income tax credit for anyone aged 19 or older who made less than $25,000 during the pandemic. Rental assistance is included as well, up to 3 months or more for people or low-income families. For middle class, there's rent, and also for homeless people across the board. Finally, there's assistance for restaurants, as the president just said. There's the restaurant grant, which subtracts 2020 revenue from 2019 revenue, and the EIDL grant, which pays $5,000 if you worked during the pandemic and had a downturn of 30 to 50% and had less than 10 employees. Here's more what the president said today.
And it will cut child poverty in half in this country. That's the estimate. Child poverty will be cut in half as a consequence of what's in this Recovery Act. And it will generate economic growth for the entire nation. That's why major economists, left, right, and center, support this plan. Even Wall Street has agreed. According to Moody's, by the end of this year, this law will spur our economy to create 7 million new jobs.
One of the things that concerns me about this particular statement is that there's currently 8 million jobs missing from this economy from last year. At that point of the video, the president says that the third stimulus package will generate 7 million jobs. So is that a messaging that this is the final stimulus package? No. But it does pair up the suggestion that this stimulus package would restore all the jobs back to the economy that are missing. Here's more about what the president said.
There's one more thing. It focuses on rebuilding the backbone of this country. Working families, the middle class, people who built this country. But as I said last week, it's one thing to pass a historic piece of legislation like the American Rescue Plan, and it's quite another to implement it. and the devil is in the details. It requires fastidious oversight to make sure the relief arrives quickly, equitably, and efficiently with no waste or fraud in your bank account, in your mailbox, to the local business, in your community, and to your child's school. Look, I've been here before. When President Obama and I came to office in 2000,
Part of the president's message is that the money will come very quickly. And this was a similar message that was delivered by his press secretary today. While speaking to the American people, the press secretary was asked, what about stimulus? And how soon could that stimulus happen? Her message was very loud and clear that millions of Americans need stimulus across the board. I'll have more about that in a second. But let me cut to something that happened just late Friday, which you haven't heard until today. IRS issued a statement on Friday explaining that peculiar $10,200 tax credit. This is the first time you're hearing this on the channel. This is the official statement issued by IRS, basically saying that you should not use an amended tax return to get that $10,200, and that IRS is going to come up with a new instrument. The statement from IRS.gov reads that IRS is reviewing implementation plans and additional information about new rounds of economic impact payments, expanded child credits, and child tax credits. IRS strongly urges you taxpayers to not file amended returns to get the benefits of the stimulus check, the child tax credit, or the child tax credit as well. Moreover, IRS will provide taxpayers with additional guidance on those provisions that could affect their 2020 return, including the retroactive provision that makes the first $10,200 of their unemployment benefits of 2020 non-taxable. For those who haven't filed yet, the IRS will provide a worksheet for paper filers and work with software industries to update current software so they can determine how to report their unemployment income on their 2020 return. But for those who have received unemployment last year and have already filed their 2020 return, the IRS emphasizes that you should not file an amended return until the IRS provides guidance. This is actually a little bit confusing. So what's going on here? Basically, this is actually a shocking development in which the IRS is now saying, if you think you may be missing a third stimulus check, or if you have to fix that $10,200 of unemployment benefits, or if you're worried about the IRS not knowing about a child for that $3,600 or $3,000, or you're wondering about the earned income tax credit, all of the fix-it issues that I discussed actually in the video right before this, IRS is now saying, don't worry, we're coming up with new instruments on how you can fix that as well. So the big question across the board is how and where will it get fixed? I have more for you as Afternoons LALATE returns right after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then Afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
From Wall Street to Main Street, This is LA Late.
One of the most important messages you will hear this week starts on Wednesday. And who is delivering that message? It's this person. This person could singularly determine the fate of your next stimulus package. Let me explain what's going on. A fourth stimulus package is actually in the works currently, and that fourth stimulus package may be called infrastructure bill or climate bill, but it's stimulus. House Democrats and Senate Democrats have written the president demanding reoccurring stimulus checks until the pandemic's over at the end of this year. At least, presumably, $2,000 a month, which would be somewhere between $12,000 to $16,000. This is a lot of money because it's more than hazard pay of $10,000. It's more than FPUC retro of $12,000, and it's 4 to 5 times the amount of SSI and SSDI at $2,400. This is the best news you've heard. So is Jerome Powell's comments this week going to implicate or derail your fourth stimulus? Let me explain the answer right now. It's no. The Federal Reserve is holding Wednesday, what's called the FOMC meeting. And we now know that the FOMC's meeting's press statement will release at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday the notes. What is this meeting about, and what does this have to do with you? The meeting concerns whether the Federal Reserve will stop supporting this economy and stop providing the stimulus, which would signal that perhaps the White House should stop providing stimulus as well. We think that a series of analysts that the Federal Reserve may announce at the FOMC meeting that it will no longer support by buying stuff. The Fed is currently buying $80 billion a month of Treasury bonds and $40 billion a month of mortgages. It will not raise interest rates during that meeting. But if the Federal Reserve says it is going to stop supporting the economy by buying mortgages and bonds, does that mean the White House won't do another stimulus package? This is why I want to cover this for you right now. The answer is categorically no. The Federal Reserve has 2 instruments that it's dealing with: interest rates and support. The support may stop in a new statement released Wednesday. That does not mean that it's going to raise interest rates. You will not see the Federal Reserve raise interest rates until stimulus is no longer an issue. And all the analysts in advance of this Wednesday meeting say that the Federal Reserve is not raising interest rates until next year. This is really good news for you as well. So what else happened today in the White House's pitch to explain what is in third stimulus? The White House made very clear that there is confusion among many about what is in the third stimulus package and wants millions of Americans to hear those details. Let's hear a little bit about what the White House
He'll absolutely be
Secretary
coordinating
said
with the
today.
Secretary of Education, Secretary Cardona, who's going to be holding an education summit soon, I believe, South America into prior administrations. And we have and will continue to engage with other Japanese and South Korean allies time in our economy and our economic recovery, and also give them a sense of how we're going to use it to help address the pandemic. We recognize that signing the bill is just a first step, and getting the money out the door, ensuring people know how they can benefit, how it will help their local communities is an important part as well.
Fair to say you're trying to shore up the strong support for the law as it already exists.
Well, I would say the bill is already quite positive. But what the president recognizes from his own experience is that when it's a package of this size, people don't always know how they benefit and what it means for them. And last week I was talking to him about one of the pieces of the package, the checks, and he asked me to explain to him, how do you explain to people how checks get out the door? So this is what's on his mind, right? How do people know how this money will help their schools? How do they know, how this will help get vaccines in the arms of their friends and family members? And he believes the American people deserve every high-level person from our administration out there explaining, discussing, taking input, and that's what his team will be doing.
So while he does that, there are a lot of Americans who see him going to take these trips this week to promote this popular law and think, okay, but why can't he take time to go down to the border? You said last week, and you've said it before, it takes a lot of resources to get him there. It's taking a lot of resources to get him to Pennsylvania and Georgia this week, the vice president out west. why not take the time to schedule something to go there as well?
Well, I would say, Ed, that his focus is on developing solutions, pushing his team, encouraging his team to develop solutions that will expedite processing at the border, that will open.
What you don't hear in this messaging is that at the same time that the president is appearing in these places across the country to talk about the fourth stimulus package, he is also having his biggest PAC committee spend millions of dollars on TV airwaves explaining in those battleground states what is in the fourth stimulus package. Basically, the push is underway for the fourth stimulus package to be detailed in battleground states so the president retains control of the Senate and the House in the midterm elections. It's both a political push and also an informational push. And with that, thank you for joining me. Ultimately, the biggest push is for your stimulus checks. You will be getting the electronic receipt of your stimulus checks this week. The paper checks will come in the next 2 weeks, along with a debit card. I'll be tracking it throughout the day and every minute. If you start to get your checks, drop a comment, send me a DM, share it with the viewers, drop in the comments of the video, jump into the chat. Share what you know, because ultimately we learn from one another. That's the spirit of this channel, helping one another. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like, it really helps in the algorithm rankings, and consider becoming a member. The member link's at the top of the chat and also in the bottom of the video. And join me tonight as Evenings at LALATE returns at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I won't miss you. I hope I don't miss you. On Early Mornings LA, your fan favorite is back tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in the morning, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning. See you in a little bit as Evenings LA returns.